This week on Security Weekly. So, you want to be a pen tester, eh? Adrien de Beaupre, eh? Will show us what it takes to be a penetration tester in our first segment this evening. Listener feedback. We're going to briefly talk about some XML RPC for the win or not. Then we'll talk about just how long should you take to remediate those findings on your penetration testing report. In our stories of the week, Donald Trump apparently is running an insecure email server. Mirai bots have more than doubled since the source code release. Go figure. Skyping and typing has some issues. IoT needs to learn from your from your DeWalt miter saw is what it needs to learn from. Julian Assange had his internet access cut, which why that's news, I'm not sure. But we're going to talk about it anyway, and a whole lot more, so stay tuned. This is a Security Weekly production. Broadcasting live from G-Unit Studios in Rhode Island, it's the show where exploits run wild, packets aren't the only things getting sniffed, and the cocktails flow steady. It's Paul's Security Weekly. Security Weekly is brought to you by the SANS Institute, the most trusted source for computer security training, certification, and research. Visit SANS.org to explore the full curriculum and latest training offerings. Onapsis, the leading provider of solutions to protect ERP systems from cyber attacks. Customers can secure their SAP and Oracle business-critical platforms from espionage, sabotage, and financial fraud risks. Visit them on the web at onapsis.com. Pony Express. Check out their line of penetration testing devices, including the Pwn Pad, the Pwn Phone, and the Pwn Pro. For enterprises, there's Pwn Pulse, providing continuous visibility into wired, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth spectrums across all physical locations, including remote sites and branch offices. For all those hard-to-reach places, there's Pony Express. Visit them on the web at ponyexpress.com.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Did we tell you looked really good today? Not they should. Hey, did I introduce you to my friend Paul? His safe word is totally 15 seconds of silence. We haven't figured out whether it's actually 15 seconds of silence or you just have to say 15 seconds of silence, so it gets really awkward. Paul, welcome to the show.
Welcome, everyone, to Security Weekly. I'm your host, Paul Asadorian. Very excited to be here, as always, on this wonderful Thursday evening in studio. To my left is none other than Larry Pesci, the Swami of security, the oracle of the online, and the hotshot of hacking. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Yay, it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Good to be back. We're having old fashions.
Yeah.
Having a good time.
I had a 2-week vacation with the family. Well,
Yeah,
almost 2 weeks. It was weird because it just overlapped.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a good time. It was a good
That's
time.
awesome. It's awesome. Welcome back. And you're kicking off your not vacation with Security Week.
Hell yeah. Yeah, today was the first full day back. We got back late last night. Yeah, it's good to be back.
Sweet.
I needed a vacation for my vacation.
On the lines via Skype, we've got the founder of thesecuritycatalyst.com, author of Into the Breach, creator of leadership-driven straight talk framework, and the founder, I will say, of your favorite question. What is the problem you're trying to solve? Mr. Michael Santarcangelo is here with us. Michael, welcome.
That is my favorite question. You know me. It's awesome.
That's right.
It's also your safe word.
Shh. Yes. That's true.
Joff, I don't have your introduction. Joff is a security analyst for Black Hills Information Security, a SANS instructor, and an INS faculty member, Mr. Joff Thayer. How about that? I made it up on the fly, Joff.
Hey, not bad, Paul. Not bad. G'day, everybody. How's it going? It's good to be here again on this fine Thursday evening. Lovely to see everybody again. I've been away for a couple of weeks, so it's good to be back.
Yes. I want to take this time to announce a new webcast that we're going to do. It is going to be called open source tools for threat hunting. That's right, using open source
cool.
tools for threat hunting.
Very nice.
Mr. John Strand is leading this series from Offensive Countermeasures and Black Hills Information Security. It's going to be fabulous.
Very cool.
Our first one is sponsored by Endgame. Now, their shtick is they do threat hunting, but on the endpoint. So the meat of the presentation will be John showing you all this really super cool open source stuff that you can do. And Endgame will come on a little bit and talk about some of their
how you
endpoint
can do this at the endpoint.
doing it at the
solution.
endpoint.
Very nice.
So I think it's going to be great. Endpoint, the people that work there, the engineers, are like really awesome. Endgame. What did I say? Endpoint? Jeez. Endgame. Sorry. Endgame folks are awesome. Super, super technical people. And people that you want to listen to on a webcast. So you're not going to miss this one. It's going to be on November 1st, and you can visit securityweekly.com/hunt. securityweekly.com/hunt.
Nice.
And register today. Do we have we have the graphic? Oh, we put the graphic up. How many times did I say endpoint instead of endgame? Hopefully just once or twice.
You said both.
Oh.
You said both, but Endgame works at the endpoint. But you said it, best I know you saw it, or said it correctly.
Okay.
So, very cool.
Good.
Very cool. And not to...
And there's Mark Defresne. He's
Nice.
going to be the endgame guy.
Defresne or Dufresne?
Defresne. Dufresne? Dufresne.
Dufresne.
Dufresne. Sorry.
Actually,
I can't say
Dufresne.
anything right tonight.
Oh,
someone,
Adrian's chiming in there. What?
Someone from Canada, please help me. Adrian?
Actually, Dufresne.
Dufresne.
Thank you, Ed.
Dufresne. The S is silent.
Yes.
Adrien de Beaupre is here with us. Did I say that right?
Close enough.
Close enough. Close enough.
That's what she
Thanks
said,
for the
actually.
benefit of the doubt. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
And atomic
nuclear
bombs.
weapons?
Yes, and nuclear weapons.
Military work.
Government work. I like it.
Now, the question is, who's military?
Well, yours, I'm afraid.
Canada has a military? No. Yeah. When did you guys get one of those?
They just
when
borrow
we
ours.
burned your White House.
Oh,
They spend 0.2% of their GDP. It adds to our 3.8.
Hey, I've been overseas. I've been to Canada. So.
Probably like Detroit.
Yeah.
yeah.
Windsor.
Oh, God.
So Adrian's here with us. Adrian, you sent us some materials for your segment called "So You Want to Be a Pen Tester," and I was like, "This is great. I'm going to learn about ASLR. I'm going to learn about rock chains.
It's like
this is
stupid
gonna
PowerPoint slides.
And then, I read the slides, which are beautiful, by the way, Adrian.
just like Adrian is.
Compliment you on that. I mean,
I went for really ugly, actually.
the simplicity
Just
of
like you
the
are.
design speaks volumes to me. With the white background and black text and nothing else, I thought it was spectacular.
He must be a Sands instructor.
It's almost like he took it one step up a notch from Prezi.
Yeah.
Because I know you love Prezi.
I love Prezi. Prezi's great. But so there was no technical information in here, and it was a different take on So You Want to Be a Pen Tester. And I like Adrian, if I could, you have 8 points that you highlight in one of the slides on.
Don't say it.
That you sent
Are you
us.
going to totally kill my shtick?
No.
No. Okay, so why don't you go through those 8 points to us when people ask you, hey, I want to be a pen tester.
I actually changed the slide. Can I do my slides?
All right, do your slides.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to show your slides?
Are we ready for slides?
Yeah.
I can do slides.
Okay, let's do slides. That's right. You're a sales instructor. You need
slide it in.
Slides. You got to have slides.
Slide it in.
That's what she said.
That's it. Look, presentation. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. So I went minimalist. So everyone's always like, Adrian, your slides are really boring. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the point, isn't it? So you want to be a pen tester? Are you sure?
Steer away now.
Pen testing is interesting because it takes a certain mindset, takes a certain characteristic to circumvent security controls, identify a system, determine what the controls are, how to assess them, how to bypass them, find alternate
But wait,
functionality.
Adrian, hold on. I have a question. Can I just get Metasploit and it does that for me?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
The tools slide is coming up, Paul.
Okay. Sorry.
You're
No,
jumping
but
ahead.
apparently the tool was already talking.
I was going to
The
say
tool will
side
stop
is just a
asking
big
questions now.
It's okay. I love you both. I love you both. I know you love me, so it's all right.
Yeah.
Everything's fine if we love each other. So
Carry on.
you want to look at a system, whether it be endpoints, applications, protocols, an environment, a functionality, and determine, okay, how could we break in? What can we do with it? We want to hack this thing. But we have to do it with a professional manner. And this blew me away the other day. Day before yesterday, I was on a panel at Sector, a conference in Canada, where of course, we have snow and ice. And the question
And you guys
came up,
have you guys have conferences now. That's awesome.
Yeah, like one. Well, and we have a B-Sides in Ottawa.
I gotcha. So too.
And the question came up like, so Adrien, I understand pen testing is an entry-level job, so how do I get one? I just stopped. My jaw hit the floor. A pen tester is not an entry-level job. Yeah. So we'll talk about that for a sec.
What? Oh.
and I just stopped right there. So this guy's, gone through a 3-year college program and says, yeah, I want a pen test job. And I'm like, no.
Great.
Nope.
See you in 10 years.
You can't have one because you have no experience. He's like, why not? Well, because how would you know how to break things? He's like, well, I'll quote Paul, you get Metasploit or Kali or both. And then so then you're a hacker. And I'm like, no.
No.
That's not how it works.
No.
And this is why, because everyone thinks that hacking is so cool. I tell people I came out of the closet pretty much in the past 5 years, not that way. I came out of the closet and I actually started telling people what I do for a living. I actually started telling people I'm a hacker, I'm a pen tester. Years ago, I would tell people that I would sell dope or I was an assassin because I wouldn't want to tell people that I work in security or computers because then they want you to fix their computer, and that's just bad. So people think that this pen testing thing or even forensics are like super sexy, awesome professions, and I love it. And to me, it's great. But it's not always cool, is it? There's report writing.
You mean report writing's not cool?
No, it is cool. That's the thing. It's cool, but it's not sexy. But I actually hired a guy because he was a business analyst who liked to write reports. And he liked to do Q&A. And I made him a hacker because he was the best part of my team. He could actually tell people what we did. Exploitation is not the thing in pen testing. And honestly, there's a massive overemphasis. Everyone thinks you have to be a pen tester to work in InfoSec, and that's just not true. And honestly, it's a lot of work to be a pen tester. People ask me, Adrien, I've been working in IT for, goodness, 35 years now. Got my first computer in 1981. And been working as a consultant for 20 years now, and it's a lot of work keeping up. Remaining technical for 30 odd years is a lot of work, and hacking is not the thing. It's not the thing. Making things better is the thing. People think, oh, hacking is the thing. No, hacking, although very, very fun. Don't get me wrong. I love to hack shit, but these are my I think this is my slide that you're talking about. What are the top most 100 coolest tools I have to have, or what are the top 10 skills? I want to be the world's greatest hacker. Well, you just make up shit then and write a book, right? Because that would work, ironically. Can you hack my buddy's Hotmail for me? Is one of my favorites. I think I get that one.
Hotmail.
I think I get that one. Okay, maybe Gmail. Oh, see,
Yahoo.
I
age myself a lot. I date myself a lot. Yeah. Is there still Yahoo?
Yeah. Well, yes, there is.
Someone messaged me and said, I've been using Yahoo for a while and I like it because it has folders and Google doesn't have folders.
Yeah.
Which I mean, technically he's right.
Yeah. I use Yahoo, and I use Yahoo because it's my that's the phone number that the bill collectors and all the spammy people call. Yeah. Because whenever I sign up or buy stuff, that's the email address that I use because all the shit goes there and I never check it unless I'm looking for something.
Yeah,
I was actually really happy. I went back and checked. I have never had a Yahoo email address ever. this is a good thing, right?
That's a good thing.
So, my favorite questions are, do I really have to learn a lot of shit to be a hacker? And do I really have to work really hard to be a pen tester? And the best one of ours, of course, I have a certificate in something. I have a certification in something. I have a degree in something. So therefore, I'm a pen tester. And I ask these people, like, honestly, what do you use? Well, I know Kali.
Right. I know Kali too. It's just like Ubuntu. Do you know any of the tools on Kali?
So getting back to my earlier point, your point actually, Paul, about, what do you actually need? And why is my slide not technical? Because a good pen tester, the technical is assumed, it's required, but, aptitude, attitude, initiative, team fit, and honestly, the 3Ds, desire, dedication, discipline, passion, integrity, ethics, getting some experience before you even try this shit. Because, junior pen testers who are not supervised don't do well. They fuck shit up. And oh, can I say that?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I just have a comment on your slide. Aptitude is actually a tool. I'm just saying.
Did you know you can get APT? You can get APT in your Ubuntu. You can get APT in your Ubuntu. APT-get, and you have APT. You're good to go.
Then you're Uber Elite, right?
I don't.
You can get APT in your Kali too.
Hey, Adrian, you forgot one D.
I don't even want to be.
That would be determination.
Oh, persistence. Well, determination. Actually, that's a good point.
Oh, I didn't see your persistence.
It's a combination of dedication, but how do you get some of this stuff? You need knowledge and tools. So tools, the tools don't matter. I'm sorry. You need to do a good pen test. You need a good team. You need a good team who knows how to plan stuff and scope and rules of engagement and logistics and controls and goals and objectives and threat modeling. You have to have a methodology. You have to have checklists. You have to have creativity, which, it's weird because how can you be methodical and creative at the same time? Well, you don't. You have a methodical guy on your team. You have a creative guy on your team, and writing and analysis. So this whole I want to be a lone wolf hacker is the most massive pile of bullshit ever. There's no such thing as lone hackers who do well. Honestly.
There's lone wolf hackers, but do well.
Yeah, but, honestly, well, they're the outliers, but there are teams.
But, Mr. Robot, you can be one person and still have a team.
Oh, well,
Very true. Well, but no, he has a team.
My other
he has a team.
Okay, so I have a question.
Well, he does well, yeah. But even if he did, yeah. Anyway, I don't want to spoil the show.
Or both. I have a question. I'll make it a comment. It seems like, Adrien, that you're alluding to the fact that a lot of the juniors coming into the field, the up-and-coming pen testers, have kind of been allured by the Hollywood depiction of a penetration tester, and they have been completely misled. What do you think of that comment?
You are correct, sir. and Joff, did you realize you're actually losing your Australian accent?
Yes, I do realize
I can understand you even more easier now. And so the tools, James Jardine basically asked a bunch of people about tools, and he's like, what tools? Perspective and perception. The rest, it's just squirrels and shiny shit. You don't need tools. A web browser, a database, management tools, scripting, depth knowledge. There's no tool that really does what you think you want to do, because it's tactics, it's tools, it's techniques, it's methodologies, it's team, it's fit, it's soft skills, it's so many things. Pen testing is a discipline unto itself that includes many other disciplines, and it has to, because when you want to change things, when you want to affect change, I describe this when I teach for SANS, is that a pen test report is a compelling story about how things were achieved and how do we achieve to make things better. How do we actually get things better? Because the hack is not the thing. It's describing, okay, let's not get hacked. Let's try and fix things so we don't get hacked. And what do we actually need? Okay, this is a massive shock, massive surprise. What do we actually need? People, process, technology. Oh, wow, what? People who know what the hell they're doing, processes, procedures, rules of engagement,
what's
scoping.
A process.
It's process. It's Canadian for process. You've been over the pond. You should know. You've been overseas. You should know this. Jesus.
Is it processed cheese?
It is processed cheese.
What is that stuff you call cheese?
Now,
Is it
in the civilized world, we call that process. Adrian's correct.
is it data or data?
Data. And actually, if you're from Massachusetts or Rhode Island, it's Dater.
Only if you're Brent Spiner.
That's what it is for me too.
Dater.
And my last point on this slide is, the whole legality, morality, and ethics thing. Yeah, we kind of need that. We kind of need legality, morality, and ethics because these limit what we can do, but they keep us in scope, and we can't do what attackers can do. This is a bummer because attackers can do all kinds of cool stuff. We're not allowed because that will, maybe make us go to jail, and that would be bad. So you have to be the ball. What do I mean, be the ball? If you want to be a pen tester, be a pen tester, but you have to be everything that actually means. That means you have to actually understand scope. You have to understand rules of engagement. You have to understand legality. You have to understand ethics. You have to understand integrity. You have to understand how to actually do this shit with proper rules of engagement, proper scope, proper project management, proper analysis, proper reporting. And the hacking thing is easy to do. The rest of it is freaking hard. So, okay, people who get annoyed by this point, like, okay, so shut up, Adrian. How do I actually get to be a pen tester? Well, I have no fucking idea. I have a degree in political science, international political economy, and so macroeconomics and international politics, dependency theory, neo-imperialism. That was my shtick in the 80s when I took these courses, and I never got a job in that. So I got a job working in computers, and I've been doing it ever since. But when I was a hiring manager, I always thought, I looked at resumes, and I basically throw resumes down the stairs, and the one that made it to the bottom, I would hire that person because as long as they had attitude and aptitude and good team fit and were curious, I could work with that, right? So people always go like, so my slides suck ass, and my presentation is just random rambling. What's actually a pen tester going to need? Passion, team, project management, and I'm getting repetitive at this point because I keep emphasizing the same stupid stuff, but people get hung up on the technical stuff. Paul, you've mentioned it. Like, where's the technical stuff? There's no technical stuff. I need a team. I need a team with a diverse, extensive background in information security. And yes, I need scanning tools because I like minions. I like minions to run my... I used to call them scan monkeys, and someone told me that was offensive. So now... So now I call them minions. But, I can have 100 minions, but I need at least one good security analyst and at least one good project manager. So a minor aside, a bit of a story. I ran the pentest team, the technical team for the Vancouver 2010 Olympics. This project started in July 2007 and ended in December 2009. 2.5 years I spent roughly 13 months in Vancouver doing full-on, all scope, all engagement, carte blanche pen testing of an entire Olympic facility.
It's a nice town.
and we found some cool shit. And honestly, logistics and project management are king, because if you're doing a scope of project that's that big, and I've scoped projects. I scoped a pen test for a project that was $400 million. Not the pen test. The project was $400 million. The pen test was about $2.5 million worth. That's a big project. How the hell do you scope that stuff? How do you resource that? How do you manage that? Like, pen testing, everyone thinks that the technical shit is the bomb, man. No. Managing that shit. So everyone's like, okay, so what's the path then? Is there really a path? Yes, there's a path. But there is no path. Everyone finds their own way. My way is different than yours. Some people go school. Some people go self-taught. Some people go technical training, yay sans. But you really have to...
Did you say gay Sans?
No, I said yay.
Oh, okay. Because
That
Oh, I
Canadian
thought you said
accent.
gay Sans as well.
No,
I'm
it
like,
wasn't just us.
and I thought he
said-
also. Yeah, go ahead.
I said yay.
Oh,
Yay.
okay.
Yay, Sans. Sans is great. Sans does training. It's one way to go. Or self-taught. But there is no path. There is no spoon. If you want to be a pen tester, be a pen tester. But the sad part is not everyone starts out as a pen tester, because you usually have to know other stuff and know how to be mature enough to be a pen tester. Like, 18-year-olds might be great at breaking shit, but they can't reproduce, they can't be consistent, they can't even describe what they did. So you can't start out being a pen tester.
Adrien, I want to just make a quick comment as well. Not everybody ends up being a pen tester as well who are on the path, because I have met quite a number of people who have spent years, in some cases, trying to get to this sort of mythical place they call themselves, where they feel like they can call themselves a pen tester, but they never quite get there. And I don't think they ever quite found the magic, I suppose, because in a lot of ways, what you're saying is there's sort of this magical combination for people where it just works. And for some people, it doesn't really slot together, and it just doesn't work for them in their career. And that's okay as well, because they can go off and be enormously good assets in other parts of the information technology industry. So.
Exactly correct. I fully agree, because pen testing is a way of looking at things. I went to a hospital with my wife. Sad story, so I won't go there. And we're sitting in the hospital room, and my wife sees me looking at the RJ45 jack on the wall, and she says no.
Mm-hmm.
Then I look up and I see a wireless AP, and she says no. And then the doctor comes in, logs into the computer, Windows XP. Now you're thinking, okay, this must be like 2003. No, this was 2010. And logs into Windows XP and then leaves the room, logged in. And my wife looks at me like, there's no need to say anything at this point. I know, sweetie. I only hack if they pay me and give me permission. I'm not hacking this shit for free. Besides, that'd be too easy.
Usually I look
Right?
at my wife,
Like-
and that's usually what she says is no.
Yeah, and the thing that from my mental state and doing what we do, that sometimes seeing that stuff is just really hard to turn off.
Yeah.
Like even
Can't
when
turn it off.
it's very, very hard.
Well, that's
to
my
turn
most
off.
popular tweet ever. Is very similar to what Adrian's describing. Is looking at the baby monitor, and I'm like, is that Windows 98?
Exactly.
You can't turn it off, right?
You
Even
can't.
when there's a major life event going on, like you can't turn that off. Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean,
but it-
you think about how many times we run into technology, and I'm like,
That's a Cisco access point.
I can't turn.
Yeah.
Like
Stop it.
Caesar's Palace in my hotel room when there's a wire coming out of the thing that goes into a hub, and
Yeah.
You just want to plug it
Smack.
in.
But it's a way of looking at the world that is kind of different, right? You look at things and go, oh, I think I could break that. So where do you learn how to break shit? Well, mentors are one way to go. Communities like B-Sides. There's training, there's certifications, there's education, there's, I'm sure there's masters and doctoral programs. Being a security person in IT team, but to be a real security person, to be a real pen tester, it's really a personal thing. And you could be, a member of a boutique firm like Black Hills. You could work for big companies like I did once upon a time. I worked for a 40-person consulting team that was acquired by a company that was 60,000 employees, and that was a real experience to work for a big firm. There's the red thing, there's the purple Nurple team. But going back to Joff's point, honestly, the industry needs blue team who will understand red team. So trying to be a pen tester is good, but not everyone gets to be a pen tester. And that's unfortunate because, what's the answer? There's no freaking answer. You have to understand how you do it. You have to understand where you want to go. My best advice that was ever given to me by a mentor was when I was at a crisis point in my life, but what I wanted to do when I grew up, which will obviously never happen. Find your passion. If this is your passion, if this is your career choice, you do that. Find your passion, make it your precious, and you will get there. There's a stupid book from the 1980s,
Who moved my cheese?
No,
sorry.
There's two books. One was What Color Is Your Parachute? The other one was like, just find your passion and the money will follow, right? Don't worry about the money. Like, okay, there's money in pen testing, but that's not the thing. If it's your passion, it doesn't matter. And you know what? If you try pen testing, there's lots of openings in Blue Team. There's lots of Blue Teams out there. I'd love to have you. And there's no shame in being a SOC analyst. I worked in help desk in the 80s and 90s. There's no shame in that. I was, backup bitch. Backup bitch, go change the tapes. That was me, right?
Been there, done that.
That's what I did, right?
My nickname was backup boy. I didn't quite earn the backup bitch title, but
they weren't politically correct.
As well.
In 1988, they weren't politically correct, right? So, I worked for a big bank. It's like, backup bitch, change the tapes. So I did. So people ask me like, Adrien, I want to be you. I remember a millennial came into my office years ago and it's like, I asked him, so, okay, you want us to hire you? Yes. What do you want to do? I want to be you. Fine. Okay. So that's a 10-year path from where you are. And he's like, no, I want to be you now. Well, that's not how it works. So this is where I'm going to plug me. I've done lots of shit. Pen tester, I'm a science instructor. I am the co-author of 642, the Advanced Web Application Pentesting course, and we will be teaching it in DC at Hackfest in about 10 days.
Sweet.
Are you there?
I'm there. I'm teaching 617, and I'm teaching at the I'm speaking at the summit part.
Yes, I'll be there. I'll be talking about other stuff, but not this. But I'll be teaching my course in Amsterdam, in San Jose, in the new year. In 642 has been completely rewritten. It's a brand new course. It's all good. It's all hands-on. It's all modern web apps. It's how we actually attack web applications. And there's my Twitter, my email, and my phone number. So honestly, at this point, are there any questions?
Yeah. So, Adrien, do I need a cool hacker handle? Is that, I don't know, did we cover that? I don't think we did. We missed that part.
No, I put that in there. Do I need a cool hacker handle? Did I put that in? Yeah, in the middle of the slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I never had one.
Okay, so no.
Actually, your cool hacker handle is Adrien.
Well, I am Adrien.
There you go.
I am the not polite...
the least polite Canadian you'll ever meet.
The not polite Canadian. So, I guess this wasn't really what you'd normally talk about on Paul.com.
Whoa! Oh, damn!
It was the Hasselhoffian effect.
I was hoping I would do that again, because I like to break shit. So, does any of this make sense? Oh, yes, and plug for daughter. Yes, future Olympian, figure skater.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Figure skater, really? Wow.
Double axel, double combination. She's 12.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Lots of ice in Canada.
Also a brown belt in karate.
Mm-hmm.
Very proud daddy.
So, I mean, working for SANS, Adrien, you state that people ask, or state to you that they have a certification or degree, so that makes them an expert. What recommendations do you have for people that want to get a certification or degree? Let's talk certification, because I think degree in the realm of this conversation, at least in my opinion, is somewhat irrelevant. I think certification is a much more relevant topic.
It is. There are many paths. So academic is one way, certification one way, self-taught is one way. My personal path was a combination of all three. After my university degree, I went back and got a college diploma in programming, in computer science for 2 years post-grad. And that's how I got back into, security and computing and whatnot after the, dead end of working in a bank. So there's many paths. Certification is one.
Yep. And now I might add certification while you're doing some other tasks, such as doing system admin or working in a SOC or any of those types of things. It's not you go get a cert and you're done. No, you got to have some real world to back that up too.
So I gave a variation of this talk at Sector on Tuesday, and everyone's like, Adrien, you're negative, but you're telling the truth. I'm like, yeah, you should go work in a SOC. They're like, oh, man.
Damn it.
So, Adrien, you'll be speaking at Hackfest or in teaching?
Yes.
Are you teaching and speaking or just speaking?
Every which way I can.
What are you speaking on?
Modern web applications, HTTP2, and WebSockets.
Sweet.
Do you remember when I was here in January?
I do.
That segment became a core portion of 642, the Advanced Web course, and is now a thing I do. I talk about HTTP2 and WebSockets. And someone else I know has also started talking about that stuff at AppSec USA recently, like 10 months after I did.
Nice. Very nice. That means we know you're the leader.
So check out Adrien at Hackfest. Adrien, I want to thank you on short notice for coming on the show and sharing your thoughts on how to be a penetration tester. Thank you very much, Adrien. With that, we're going to take a short break, come back, and cover some listener feedback. So stay tuned.